All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode. Today we are doing general science question. So we go with chemistry first. Are you ready?
Yes.
Listen to the question.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, listen to the first question. What is the process of a solid changing directly to a gas? The process of solid changing to gas. What is the process where a solid changes to gas?
Supple- Supplementation.
Stop what?
Supplementation.
That's sublimation. I'll give it to
Sublimation.
you 1 point, but the correct thing is sublimation. But I'll give it to you since you've at least tried. So, ladies and gentlemen, the answer is sublimation. All right, listen to the question. What is the chemical symbol of gold? Chemical symbol of gold. Gold.
AU.
AU. Correct. 2 points. Enable. Benedict. None. Okay. Listen to the question. What type of bond involves sharing electrons? What type of bond involves yes, bond involves sharing electrons? No, that's incorrect. Try again. Covalent bond. That's the answer. So Benedict, 1 point. Enable, 2 points. The next question. What is the chemical formula for carbon dioxide?
C
That's incorrect. You can try again.
C0 then plus with 2.
All right, that is CO2. So I give it to Enable. Enable has 3 points. Benedict, 1. What is the atomic number of oxygen? Atomic number of oxygen.
8.
8. That is the answer. Enable, 4. Benedict, 1. The first 3 elements are
Hydrogen, helium, and lithium.
correct. Enable, 5. Ben, 1. All right, the next question. What is the hardest naturally occurring substance? The hardest naturally occurring substance. No? No? You've been using it sometimes. No?
Zinc.
No?
Oxygen.
Incorrect. Think you've been using it sometimes.
A.
No? Sometimes it can be very costly, very expensive. No? But something like that. Keep going. No? No? All right, you have 3 seconds to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer to that question is diamond. So the answer is diamond. So I'm not giving it to anybody. That particular one goes to the moderator. So clap for the moderator. All right, the next question. What is the chemical formula for silver?
S.
No? You can try? No?
HG.
AG. Benedict, 2 points. Enable, 5 points. Okay. What is the same for a substance that cannot be broken down chemically? What do you call it? What is the same for a substance that cannot be broken down chemically? No? Can try again. No? Try again. Still in that.
Electron.
No? Correct. That's the answer. The answer is element. So I gave it to Benedict. Benedict has 3 points. Enable maintains 5 points. Now, what is the symbol of sodium?
Na.
Na. 1 point. Enable 6 points. Benedict 2 points. What is the pH of neutral water? Neutral water. What is its pH?
7.
7. That's the correct answer. So Enable scores
7 points.
7 points. Benedict 3 points. The next question, ladies and gentlemen. What is the most reactive group of elements? The most reactive group of elements.
Group 7 elements.
Sorry?
Group 7 elements.
Which are they metal, non-metal, metalloids?
Metal.
No?
Non-metal.
No? They are. The correct answer is alkaline metals. They are alkaline. All right. The next question. What is the SI unit of force? That is physics.
Newton.
SI unit of force.
Newton.
Newton. Okay, and what's the symbol? In. So give it to her. Newton.
8.
Enable, 8 points. Benedict,
3 points.
3 points. All right, listen to the next question, still on physics. What is the unit of power?
Joules.
Incorrect.
Watts.
Watt. That's the answer. Inebong,
9 points.
9 point. Benedict,
3 points.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is the rate of change of velocity? The rate of change of velocity.
Acceleration.
Acceleration. Correct.
Yeah.
All right. What is the process by which heat travels through a medium? Heat travels through a medium. What do you call that process?
Conductor.
Where heat travels through?
Conductor.
That is conduction. Conduction. So I give it to Inebo. 11 points. Bain, 3 points. All right. What is the phenomenon where light changes direction in different
Radiativity.
media? What?
Radiativity.
No. Light. We're talking about light. Anything that has to do with light has a name. A phenomenon where light changes direction. Light changes direction.
Refractive index.
Again?
Refractive index.
Good. That is refraction. So I give it to Ben. The answer is refraction. If I point my touch, my anything that's shining here, it will direct light to different direction. Okay. So the next question is, who proposed the theory of relativity? Who proposed the theory of relativity? This is what? Matthew. Okay, please give it a try. You have 3 seconds to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is Albert Einstein. Don't forget again. The next question. What is the term for the bending of light around obstacle? Bending of light around obstacle. If I point my light now to this, then it has to stop somewhere. Okay? And then the light travels somewhere. What do you call it?
Diffraction.
Diffraction. That's the answer. All right. So Inebon, 12 points. Bain, 4 points. So we continue. What is the force that opposes motion? What is the force that opposes motion? No. You have 3 seconds to go. All right. The answer is kinetic energy. Kinetic energy. We move to biology. What is the term for the study of the interaction between organisms and their environment? Interaction between organisms and their environment.
Biology.
No? There's a term for that in biology. Interaction between organism and its environment.
Ecology.
Ecology. So the answer is ecology. I gave it to Nebo. The next question. What is the function of the pancreas? The function of pancreas. Of the pancreas. Okay, here. What is its function?
To fight against disease.
No? That's incorrect.
Transport.
To do what?
Transport blood.
No? Alright. The answer is to produce hormones like insulin. Anytime you hear about pancreas, it has to do with insulin. Alright? Okay. What organ in the body pumps blood?
Heart.
Heart. 2 points to Ben. That's 5 points. And in Nebo, how many points?
18.
13 points. What is the process by which organisms grow and develop? By which organisms grow and develop?
Nutrition.
Again?
Nutrition.
No? You can try again. All right, let me give you the answer. The answer is morphogenesis. Morphogenesis. Okay. All right, listen. Listen to the question. This is general science. The process of decomposition of higher hydrocarbons of petroleum fractions. Listen to the question. The process of decomposition of higher hydrocarbons of petroleum fractions into lower boiling hydrocarbons by strongly heating in the absence of A is called. What is it called?
Osmosis.
No, the answer is cracking. Cracking. So I give that to myself, my very self. What does Newton's first law say?
Newton's first law states that the temperature of a body remains constant.
All right, let me help you. Newton's first law of motion states that a body tends to remain in a constant or in a state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line unless acted upon by an outside force. All right, the ability to do work is termed
Energy.
energy. Enable 1 point. What is the full meaning of RNA? RNA.
Ribonucleic acid.
Again,
Ribonucleic acid.
ribonucleic acid. 1 point. Okay, listen to the question. The phenomenon of scattering of light by colloidal particles as a result of which the part of the beam becomes visible is known as no, scattering of light by colloidal particles as a result of which the part of the beam becomes visible. You now see it.
Diffraction.
No, it is an effect. So what's the name of that effect? All right, the answer is Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect. Molecules. Molecules are of two types. Name one type of molecule.
Petroleum.
It's either they look alike or they don't look alike. That's a hint.
Metal and non-metal.
No? All right, the answer is homoatomic or heteroatomic. That's why I say either they look alike or they don't. That's the answer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this particular question will determine the winner of this competition. The new substances produced in a reaction are called
Chemical reaction.
no,